As a physician, I was 20 years in family practice, and 7 of those years I also was coordinator of the palliative care unit at Vancouver Hospital, looking after the terminally ill. Subsequent to that, I worked in the downtown east side of Vancouver for 14 years, working with a population highly challenged by addiction and mental health issues and HIV and all the other attendant complications of drug addiction. I've written 4 books. I became interested in child development in my family practice and also around the diagnosis of ADHD, which I have myself. So my first book is on that subject. I've explored the mind-body unity in stress and health, the fact that mind and body can't be separated, that our emotional lives have a huge impact on our physiology, and that many illnesses, in fact, are at least contributed to significantly by emotional stresses that people carry all their lives. I've also written a book on parenting, co-written it with the brilliant psychologist Gordon Neufeld, and most recently I've written a book on addiction. And I no longer work in medicine as I'm too busy traveling and speaking and teaching, so that's what I do. In family practice, some physicians come to see that what they're doing most of the time is addressing symptoms rather than fundamental causes. And that became apparent to me over the decades, that people's dysfunction, whether it's mental or physical, weren't just random events, they were manifestations of lifelong processes, and so you have to look at people's entire lives, including their early beginnings, which shapes so much of our thinking and our biology and our behavior. And then as I explored the question of ADHD, I began to see that burgeoning problem as a result of stress on parents, and one of the major stresses being postpartum depression. In my work in addiction, I realized that all the addicts I'd worked with had been abused as children, traumatized significantly, so that the importance of childhood and the kind of patterns, the emotional, neurophysiological, and behavioural that are ingrained early in life really exert a determinant influence on people's lives.